Hello, my name is Mike Ike, and welcome to my video on the ToolStrip control, which is part of my series on Windows programming with C#. In previous videos, we've used buttons to do all sorts of interactive things. And in our previous videos, we have looked at the menu strip to add basically buttons or menu items to the top of our form. What we're going to look at in this video is the ToolStrip control, which kind of combines both of those. If you look here in Visual Studio Interface, up at the top here you see what is our menu strip. But if you look right below it, you see these strips of buttons. Alright, those can be called a toolbar, or in this case, a tool strip. Okay, and we are going to look at adding one of those to our form. So by clicking on my form and going to the toolbox, I'm going to look for the tool strip control. And I'll just drag it over and drop it, and you can see my form now has a tool strip along the top. Expand that out there. Just like our context menu strip and our menu strip, you'll see that we have this drop down so that we can add things. Let's see what items we can add. If I click here, I can see that I can add a button, I can add a label, which is more of just an informational. I can have a split button, a drop down button, a plain old separator, a combo box, a text box, and a progress bar. So there's actually a lot of very neat and useful things we can do here. Alright. Before I do any of that, I'm going to go ahead and click away from here. Now I'm going to come over to my project. I'm going to right click. I'm going to hit add, new item. I'm going to add an icon real quick so we can look at adding that to a button. I'm going to scroll to find an icon file. And in this case, I'm just going to take this icon file and make it solid red. And I'll do that for both of them. Oh, do that for both of them. Depending on the size. Okay, that's it. We'll save that. Close it. So now what I want to do is I'm going to click on my tool strip here. I'm going to hit down and I'm going to just pick a button. I will pick the button like that. Now the button we'll make sure it has no text, and we will change the image of it to the one we just created. Let me find that here. I got too much stuff on my desktop. Oh man, let me pick all files and icon file. There we go. There's the one I just created. Now if I run it, I get a nice red cube. Alright, we can add some functionality to it. Let me say if I double click it here, I could say this dot back color equals color dot red. And then when I run it, if I click that button, I turn my screen red. You'll notice the tool strip doesn't change color because I said this, which is the form. If I wanted the tool strip, I'd have to say the tool strip 1 dot back color equals color dot red. But I don't really need to do that right now. Let's look at some other stuff we can do. I'm going to go ahead and add a separator. Alright, and then I'm going to add a label. And we'll make that label's text be nothing to start. Just like that. And one more thing here, I'm going to add a progress bar. There we go. Let's add some buttons to add some functionality. So I'm going to add 2 buttons here and here. This button here is going to say hello world, just like that. And we'll double click it to get us some code behind. And then what we'll say is toolstrip label 1. Alright, that's the name of this label that was created. I probably should have given it better names. I really should have. I didn't because I'm just trying to go fast here. But normally I'd give that a better name. But I'm going to do toolstrip label 1 dot text equals hello world. And then we can go ahead and run this. And when I click the hello world button, we see hello world appear in this label that was otherwise blank. Alright, let's go ahead and close that. And we'll see what this progress bar got named. This progress bar got named toolstrip progress bar. We'll call it we'll do bar progress. Just like that. There we go. That's what we'll name it. All right. So button 2 will be. We'll say proceed to say that maybe we are increasing our progress. All right. I'll double click here to get to the code behind, and what I'll say is bar progress dot value and we'll say equals bar progress dot value, plus 10. So to just increment the value by 10. It starts at 0 and we work our way up from there. So we'll go ahead and hit play and I'll say proceed. You can see my bar is increasing by 10 every time until we get to 100%, and then we overflow. Whoops, because I went to 110%, you can't do that. Alright. But we can see here how you can just add a bunch of different buttons, bunch of different tools, labels, all sorts of things to make our toolbar pretty neat. Alright. One more I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my form. I'm going to go to toolbar. I'm going to find another toolbar. Or I'm sorry, ToolStrip. Saying that wrong there. And now I'm going to click on it. I'm going to find this smart tag right here. Click on that, and I'm going to say insert standard items. Alright, this is pretty neat. And look what we get right off the bat. Of course, we'd have to double click Create Event Handlers and write the code to do stuff with this. We get a new open with tooltips, save, print, cut, copy, paste, and help. Alright, built right into the toolbar, which is pretty neat. Alright, required very little work on our part. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up on our conversation about the ToolStrip control. In the next video, we are going to look at how to use the status bar.